Hey everybody.
Oh,
Um,
we're live now.
we are live. This is the part two of episode 4 of the Colette and Eva show. And if you want to see the first half, in which we talk all about Colette's new vagina, uh, yeah, you can go over to her channel. So go there. And after that, if you want to talk about boring old me or listen to boring old me, you can watch this episode.
Oh my God. Wait, it's episode 1, right? Or episode 4?
We're episode 4.
Sorry.
What? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, it must have cut out there.
Okay, where are you? Let me find you. Okay, hi. Sorry. I was just like, the other video we did, I had it all labeled fucked up. So I'm like,
Okay.
So, how's everything going? How's life?
Well, I mean, obviously it's been a little bit less exciting than yours as of late, since you've kind of completed a big life event.
Mhm.
I've been having like trouble with the healthcare system here, and it's like taking a really long time to get things done and go through all the red tape and all that kind of stuff. So that sucks. But I'm finally going to be starting voice lessons soon, so I can stop sounding like a boy, which is will be nice.
That's crazy. So they have someone in your city that teaches voice lessons, or is it
Yeah,
going to be
like
online? Or
well, like they have like multiple ones. So you need a referral from your doctor, which I got, and then you just go, and then it's like 30 € a session, and then you just do voice lessons until you have a feminine voice. And they have like I guess machines and stuff, and then they like I don't know, like I know that you can like in theory you can do it yourself, but like when I do it myself, like I always end up feeling like so ridiculous, and I'm not sure if I'm doing it right, and like I just need someone to like sit with me and like be like, okay, do it like that, okay, practice it like that, and then I'll know like that I'm practicing it in the right way. Because like I've tried like the one like basically the only thing I do right now is just like try and hold my Adam's apple up when I'm speaking, and that's
Mhm.
like all I do right now. But like obviously I know that there's more to it than that, and like I've heard of like different techniques and things that you can use, but I just yeah, I mean, when I'm doing something, I want to make sure I'm doing it right, as opposed to like, if I'm learning a bad habit, then like, am I just going to have like a really fake sounding voice for the rest of my life? Like I'm not sure I really want that. So
No, that's cool. That would be interesting. That's something I would try just to like see what they could.
your voice is fine. Your voice is great.
I know, but it's like I would be something I would just even see like what they even would say. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I've always had like a really soft voice, and it hasn't ever like I always got mammed even like when I was little, and I used to piss my parents off. So that's been a blessing, even though I was a smoker. So that's what I'm like, I don't know. Like I haven't really worried about it, but
I think I've always had a bit of a androgynous voice, but after like smoking really heavily for a long time, and then honestly, like being like a boss or like a manager,
mhm.
and that's like one point where I really struggle right now. Like when I'm speaking to my staff, if like like we do Skype calls and stuff, so I can tell them like we can review their code and stuff, and like sometimes like I'll just revert to like a really male sounding kind of powerful voice, because it like to me I just like associate that with authority, and I
Mhm.
think that like because like for a very long time, like when I was like still deep in the closet, like my identity was like, what do you do? Oh, I'm like a manager for a branch office, blah 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 blah. And that was like me, that was my identity. So I think during that like time in my life, I kind of learned how to speak with like a very distinctive male sounding speech pattern, and I think that's where a lot of this comes from for me anyway.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, so now you just have to deprogram that.
Well, exactly, but like it's old habits die very very hard, especially for me since I'm a creature of habit.
Well, it's so funny because like I tried leaving a voicemail at work, like I was changing my out of office, And like I was really concentrating on just making sure I sounded feminine. And when I listened back, I sounded like a porn star. I'm like, hi, you've reached Colette. And I was like, I was laughing so hard. And my coworker's like, what? I'm like, I sound like a hooker on my phone. So I had to like change it. And then I sounded normal, but it was really hilarious. I'm like, oh my God. It was bad. I'm like, what the hell was why was I don't even know. It was just funny.
I mean, like, on the other hand, I'm super hopeful now that like the next time that we speak, like there'll be like a noticeable difference in my voice, and then like hopefully with each episode my voice will get better and better. So it's like right now, like when I go and like look back at like old episodes and stuff and I hear my voice, I'm just like, I want to do like that, you know. It makes me feel like so embarrassed. But on the other hand, like at least my goal of my channel is to like, and I think it's your goal as well, is to portray like the transition process as realistically as possible. And like some people, probably quite a few people who are going through transition are going to have exactly this voice problem. So I don't want to like hide it, because then like if somebody is having this problem, they're going to think like, oh my God, I'm like the only one who's like this, when in fact it's like really common. So
well, it's true, because I've watched a couple documentaries recently, and like the trans women are gorgeous, and then they start talking and you're like, oh, like they sound like truckers. And like, and it's not like it's a bad thing and stuff, it's just like they're talking about having troubles, you know, and they know it's their voice. And I'm like, that's just a universal thing, and the community is the voice thing. Because it's like, it's really interesting that it's taboo right now to say you want to pass and to say that you want to have like more effeminate voice. Like for some reason it's like, I don't know, like it's like giving into patriarchy or something. And I laugh at,
yeah, it's such bullshit.
I always laugh at that, because I'm like, no, it's not the case. Like some of us just want to be,
we just don't want to be fucking bothered all the time by people like who are assholes. That's how I view it.
Maybe I do want to have a feminine voice. Maybe that mentally makes me feel better, and like I'm feeling like my authentic self. Like I just think it's stupid when people bring that argument up, because it's like, no, it's coming from an authentic place, and also a safety place, and like an employment place. Like you want to be able to get a job and just be able to blend and not have any issue, you know? So
well, definitely. And like, I mean, speaking of that, like I was just coming out of the subway with my boyfriend like a couple of days ago, and like, I don't know, you know that I speak Chinese, right? So like, yeah. I'm just coming out, and like I'm holding his hand and stuff, and like I was feeling a little bit awkward that day, and I didn't have makeup on or anything, but like I'm at the point now where like if I look at my face like head on, I'm like, I think this face passes without makeup. I'm not wearing makeup right now. And I think that might be true from one angle. But as soon as you go like this or like this, especially like this, you can see, I don't think that my face passes from this angle. And like nobody's ever looking at you like always from like the front angle of your face, right? And so I think that like for a short time, like I kind of entertained the fantasy that I wouldn't need to have facial surgery. But I think I do need to have it, you know. Because anyway, so these two Chinese girls are walking towards us, and then I just hear like, 这个是男的还是女的? And it's like, 男的, like, is that a boy or a girl? It's a boy. And I was like, oh my God. And it's so bad because like I know that they assume that I can't speak Chinese, and so they weren't saying it to like be assholes or something. They were just saying it. And so like when you like know what strangers are thinking about you, like, yeah, it's really like, so actually that like ruined my week pretty much. I've been like feeling really down ever since that incident.
You should have yelled back in Chinese, like, bitch, I'm a girl.
Well, yeah, I mean, but like, I don't know how you would handle a situation like that if it happened to you, but for me, I get very quiet, and I become very introverted, and I don't, like, I just want to like hide. I'm like, oh my God, like what just happened? Like I just felt so bad. And yeah, and then of course I started like looking at like, how am I walking? Like, how does my face look from all these different angles and like all of this stuff? So
No, I feel you, because when that happens to me, like it hasn't happened to me since I had surgery and stuff, but when it used to beforehand, and I'm pretty sure now I get weird glances and stuff. It does, it upsets me. Like I get introverted. I want to go home and hide from the world. Like I just get pissed because it's like, I don't know. And it's not like I'm mad at those people because they're just being inquisitive. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. Like I
Well,
don't
no,
know.
it's not
I
that
gotta get,
well, what happens to me is I'm not angry at the people unless they're just like going out of their way to be assholes. Then that would be I would be upset with them. But like if it's just like a situation like that when like yes, it's rude technically, but they assume that I can't understand them. Um, and so they're not saying it to upset me. They're saying it like I don't know, just because it's like something to look at or something to say.
mhm.
Like a bit off color maybe or a bit inappropriate, but it's nothing like insane. They weren't saying like something really vulgar or anything. Um, but for me, I always think back to like fuck, like I knew I was trans from like a little kid, and like why the hell didn't I somehow find a way to transition earlier so I don't have to like I didn't have to like go through male puberty and I have to deal with all of this shit, and then I just feel like really upset about myself. Like that's what happens for me anyway.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I went through that a lot. And especially when I was in that weird androgynous stage for a long time, like that's why I never went out anywhere and I just stayed. That's why like when I see friends now, they don't know who I am, which is kind of cool. But at the same time, it's because I just locked away for like a couple of years because I wasn't comfortable being in public and I just get very uncomfortable and I had crazy shit happen to me, like people being going out of their way to be assholes. And yeah, I know that feeling. That's I think the scary part because then you just start thinking everything's hopeless, you know? And that's why I think now where I'm at, I'm so excited to go out and do stuff, you know?
Well, definitely. But like for you, would you say that like basically surgery was the only answer for you, or what? Because like for me, I'm thinking like it's probably going to get better once I get my voice fixed, but it's not going to be perfect. I don't not it's not going to be close to perfect until I get like facial surgery is kind of how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, well, it's crazy because I didn't realize how powerful like just subtle nuances in your face are. Like when a doctor told me, he's like, okay, he says, I'm warning you now, if you're not out, people are going to start mamming you just by seeing you. And that's what happened because I had the surgery and after everything settled after about a few months, like I would say close after 8 months, my face was pretty settled. I never got surd. I always got mammed, even if I looked tore up with a 5 o'clock shadow. It was then I got stressed out because I wasn't completely ready to be out, you know? So I was like, damn it. And then, but at my new job, no one knows. And like, they'll say some very transphobic things because they don't know my past or whatever. But it's like, wow, like I didn't even realize just the subtle inches that he can move and manipulate. We just automatically in our brains think female, male, female. It's just crazy. And then like, you'll see like, a woman on the street, like a cisgendered woman who has very masculine features. And sometimes you'll take a step back going, wait, is she trans, male or female? And I'm like, wow, it is like, I never thought that way until I looked up facial feminization. And
Mm-hmm.
when I tell people about it, they're like, I never even thought about it. Even Dr. O was like, no, all the skulls are the same. And then after he studied it, no, we're different.
Yeah, yeah.
Testosterone changes your structure.
Well, no,
So
I mean, like, because I mean, well, the most obvious one, like for me, the this part, like this here, is out a little bit more than it should be, and then I have a wide jaw. But like, I mean, when I was in Cambodia, I went to the killing fields, and then they have these like piles of skulls, which is kind of gruesome, I guess. But they have these like mountains of skulls that are there, and then they have a note right on there. It's like you can tell the male skulls because they have this distinctive ridge on the top. That's like how you identify a male versus a female skull. So like, yeah, clearly there's differences.
yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
you're lucky because you have like, you already have the perfect hairline and the nose, and you have the perfect lips and cheekbones. So for you, if you had the surgery, it would just be some tweaking. You wouldn't have to have like a major overhaul. Like I had
Well, I
to.
mean, I don't know because like I've researched this one and like if it's solid, it's really easy to do, but if it's not solid, it's quite complicated. So
Yeah, that's true. But
yeah.
you only have like, because you already have like really feminine lips, nose, and cheekbones, like, and your hairline's like awesome. Mine had to be like, like bolted down. It was like, oh my god. So if you decide to do it, you won't have to do like something crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, it would be nice if it wasn't so expensive, that's for sure.
Oh god, I know it's so ridiculous. So that's
But
why you're having a bad week because of the stupid ladies.
yeah, because like it was just the tone. Like I guess I should be happy though because like about 6 months ago I was in Belgium and then I was just out in the wind and my hair was blowing around and this Chinese girl was passing me and she's like, oh my God, 我的天啊，这个男人的头发太长了. Like, oh my God, this man's hair is really too long. And I was like, oh my God. And it made me feel even worse. So at least this time it was like up for debate, right?
Yeah, God, it would be
Just
so
how the question was asked. So at least that's good, right? So I have to kind of look on the bright side. But on the other hand, like I mean, you're trans, you know what I'm talking about when like
yeah,
you
now
feel
I know
shitty about
exactly what
this.
you feel. I would be like so pissed off and upset.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, that's not cool. Oh, well, hopefully, like with your voice lessons and stuff, and hopefully you can get through the red tape or something will come through. I don't know. How's your boyfriend feeling about like if you were to do surgery instead of like a down payment on an apartment?
Well, honestly, like, and this is the thing, he's totally supportive and he's totally like, yeah, we'll find a way to do it. And like I'm obviously I appreciate that and like I love him so much and but on the other hand, it's like I feel so guilty because like why did he pick up me as his girlfriend when he could have picked up like a non-transgender girl and like not had to deal with all this shit. So I feel like I'm like burdening him with a lot of stuff and I don't want like I have that like I mean I was raised like waspy, so I have that like I don't want to burden other people thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand that because transition is very expensive. It's very time consuming and like it's taken up a lot of my life and I'm grateful that I have a very understanding boyfriend too. It's like, sorry, I have to do more debt now again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But then I always just say, in the long run, this is just a small like pit stop along the way and then, after this is done, then we can move on to better, brighter things, So
Well, I mean like yeah, but like at the same time, like if you let yourself think about it for too long, then you get so bitter. You're like I mean, the first part obviously is like why wasn't I born like 10 years later when it was more accepting and I could have transitioned before puberty and I could have had like narrower shoulders and wider hips and my face wouldn't be all fucked up, like
mhm.
like there's that and then like on the other hand there's like and then you start thinking like well why is like the healthcare system so fucked up and like why is it like that we have to pay for all of this stuff ourselves like for the most part and then like why do we have to go through all of this stuff that other people don't have to go through like just to be ourselves and like yeah so if you don't watch it like it's very easy to get bitter about stuff really quick I think.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I think that's probably why there's like a very high suicide rate and stuff like
Oh,
that.
exactly. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I do feel suicidal sometimes when I think about this shit too much. It's like it's hot, it's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. And I bet you're lucky because you have a good support around you, and it's like, no, like there's a line, I don't want to give it away, but it's a really the movie The Danish Girl. I went and saw that and I bawled through it. It's beautiful. It's just a beautiful movie. And there's a line in it where Lily, the trans character, is saying, there's times where I just want to kill. Oh God, I can't remember the character's name, his male alter ego. But if I kill him, then that means I kill Lily, and I don't want to kill Lily. And when I was sobbing because I'm like, I know, because you want to like kill the male part. You don't want to kill who you are. You just want to get rid of the old one. And I'm like, that was dead on. Because like with my family, like they've been starting to contact me, but they're calling me my old name, and that just sends me into a tizzy because I'm like, I don't even know that person. I've moved on. Like that person was just a construct, and it just brings it back, and you're like, no.
Yeah, exactly. Like, stop doing this to me, kind of thing, for sure.
That sucks, though. But are you feeling better?
I mean, honestly, not that much better. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really have a choice. But I guess the one thing that I'm looking forward to is my voice lesson that's coming on Monday. And then actually on Tuesday, I guess I should mention this, I'm getting like legally married with my boyfriend. Like we're not having the big ceremony or anything, but it's like we're going to the like government thing, and his family will be there and stuff, and then we'll just like have dinner and stuff after, and a talk and stuff. But yeah, we're doing that. So I'll be a waifu soon.
Oh, that's amazing. Are you gonna take his last name?
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of that honestly is he's like, well, why would you want to do that? And I was like, well, because I don't really like my last name right now, because it comes from my grandfather. And my grandfather didn't like me, so why would I like, am I like an asshole? Am I gonna just like take this guy's name for the rest of my life? Like, no thank you.
Well, that's awesome. So Tuesday you're getting married.
I mean, no, I'm getting a legal domestic partnership, I guess, and then we'll get married like after I have my surgery, which is who the fuck knows when. So yeah. We'll get married when I'm like 40, I guess. So yeah.
I know. I love it. My friends are like, "What did you have surgery? Why have you been like missing?" I'm like, "I had a vagina installed." They're like, "Oh."
So what did you tell your people at work? Did you tell them like?
I just told them I was having scar tissue removed.
Jesus, for 6 fucking weeks? Somebody's gonna clue into it, I think.
They probably think I'm having a hysterectomy because my coworker keeps badgering me to get pregnant, and I'm like, oh, and I just point to my stomach. I'm like, oh, I'm just having, and then when Letty's like, are you having a hernia to get rid of your pot belly? I'm like, bitch.
What?
Thanks, pot belly.
Oh my God.
I know, and I'm like, sure, whatever the fuck. Like, I'm like, not gonna tell you what I'm really doing. But
oh God.
And then I'm gonna be out later in the fall for another week, so I'm gonna have to come up with something. They're like,
just say you're going to like I don't know, Burning Man.
I know, that's true. I'm going to Burning Man. Come back with big tits.
Shit got crazy in the house tent, you know. Like, no, somebody just gave me a pill and.
Well, that's exciting. You're going to be domestic partners.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be doing that, and then I guess I'm taking roots in this country of the Netherlands, which is nice, but yeah, again, on the other hand, it's kind of like, ooh, the healthcare system here. I mean, it's so, ooh, yeah.
That's a lot of red tape to get through.
Yeah, it definitely is. But yeah, before I bitch for too much longer, we can let's call it, and we can hang out some more off the air.
Yay!
All right. Well, everybody who's been watching, thank you for watching, and check out our old videos if you haven't. Although this one's probably the best one. If you want to, well, if you have like absolutely nothing else to do, then maybe you should do that. But
are stoned out of your mind, it will be riveting.
Yes, get stoned and do it. Yeah. Speaking of which, yeah, I guess I should get stoned before we start hanging out off the air. So yeah, see you in a second. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.